Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. Got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Big Brad, what's good, bro?
What's up, AB? Off of another weekend, back to week 2 of daycare. Got daddy daycare tonight and this weekend, so lots to look forward to. But as far as football is concerned, we got all these leagues coming back. It's exciting. I am excited to be here to talk some footy.
Dude, it is exciting, man. Talking some footy, boy. I love it, man. I love it. All right, let's take a look at how we did yesterday, and then we'll move forward here. All right. So baseball, we go 1-2 with a push. All right. Red Sox, Cubs, we got that over 6.5. Yankees, Braves over 9.5. Did not get that. White Sox, Pirates. If you took 9, you got the push. If you got 8.5, you got the win. Orioles and Rays over 9. Didn't get there. Scotty Scheffler, top 5 finish. Boom. Got him. Bryson DeChambeau, top 20 finish. Boom. Got him. And then home runs. I mean, we were all over it yesterday. Aaron Judge. Bam. Shohei Ohtani. Bam. George Springer. Pictured. Bam. Absolutely. Solid day, man. Solid day. All right. Howie Schwab. Looking good in that St. John's red, boy. Wearing my number 2-2-0. There we go. Red Sox Phillies over 8.5. Red Sox Phillies under 8.5. Yankees Blue Jays over 8. Yankees Blue Jays under 8. Poll is in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show. And when I say always do, that is a joke at myself because I forget a lot. So that's where the joke comes into play. All right. Bradley, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Now, I want to go with picks, and I want you to start us off. What you got?
Yes, sir. We're headed to a familiar league that we have been talking about a lot this afternoon or evening. We're going to Bolivia, that Bolivia Primera between Blooming and Guabira. We're looking for that over 3 Asian total at -125. We have Blooming scoring regularly, 12 of 13 in the league, but specifically when they're at home, 2+ in 8 of 9 at home, and 3+ in 7 of 9 at home in the league. So they're scoring multiple. That looks good if they can push this number just on their own at that 3. But they've hit both teams to score in 13 of the last 14 matches, which is a really good thing if you're looking for goals from the away end. They're hitting over 2.5 goals in 13 of 15 in the league and 8 of 9 at home, which they are today. And they trend the over 3.5. 7 of 8 at home when they hit over 2.5, and 7 of 9 over 2.5 in the league. But they're also hitting the over team total. Both teams are. And in their halves of football, they really do it regularly. 14 of 19 have had over 1.5 goals, which is important if you're looking for early goals, late goals, and all around the board. You also have Guabira hitting very similar to them as well. They score when they're away from home, but they concede a lot when they're away from home. 3+ and 6 of 8 away in the league. 3+ of 8 of 9 when they're conceding 2+2. So when they concede multiple, they concede a lot, hitting goals constantly. And the best thing about this matchup is their matchup history. 14 of 15 have get both teams to score over 2.5 in 6 of the last 8, and 3 goals have hit by one team in 17 of the last 21 that hit over 2.5, which is important if we're looking for 4 goals today, which we are in Bolivia, taking on Blooming and Guabira, looking for that over 3 Asian total at -125.
Nice, man. Look, you know me, dude. I'm all in. When you start talking about blooming onions, I'm in. All right. Now, I've got good news for you. All right. So, okay, your board. What does it say back there? We're going to get to it in a minute, but what does it say?
Well, we've got 4 leagues that we're looking to cover today. A lot of these leagues that have just come back. We've got Denmark Super League, we've got the Romania Super League, we've got Liga MX, as well as the Slovenia Privaliga, which is a new one as well. All these leagues just coming back and have started strong.
Nice. Okay. So what I was going to say is this. Look.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Got one. Look. So now I'm going to look, I'm not stepping on your gimmick, right? So like, I don't have anything written back here. However, I got it just in case we can ever tag team on some kind of a board pick, right? So again, not stepping on your. Yeah, no. That's your deal. And we're all in for it. And I'm not lessening that. But I did. I saw it over the weekend, and I was like, "Ooh, I got to get one." I was like, "So, all right, there's going to be sometime soon where we're going to play a game. All right, we're going to figure out a game, and then we both like draw our answers, and then we hold them up. All right, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Hey, and this is not my gimmick to shout out anybody. You got to shout out the legend, Woody Page.
That's true. Yeah,
Got to give credit where credit is due, always.
yeah. Woody Page is the man. Now, speaking of Mosh, what up, crew? So excited to be back. I'm not going to lie. We were taking bets on whether you just lived out there. If you just said, forget it, I'm just staying in Las Vegas and I'm not coming back. Ever. Scott said whiteboard Mondays. There we go. Maybe he has his board. We're gonna do it something for like interceptions or something. Not that he was gonna play, but Will Levis is out for the season. Shoulder surgery. Well, that just cleared everything up for Cam Ward, didn't it?
Yeah, where's the competition in that back end?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the Titans, we don't like to throw somebody out there too early when he's not ready.
Oh, no. No, not this organization.
No.
Well, who's third string?
Call me up, bro.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm going to say, you're just going to start knocking out playing for every professional team that's in the state of Tennessee. All right? Regardless of sport.
Are you breathing?
Bring in Brad. Bring him in. Right field. He's got it. Don't worry about it. Just give him a glove. Well, take his glove. I love it, man. Matty Boy said, AB up in his game. Thanks. But look, man, I had to step it up, man. Had to step it up. I was looking. Well, first off, when you're doing shows out of your car, that's a tough background right there. Tough background, but we made it. We made it. From the dirt, baby. That's why they can't take anything from us. Not one of them. Austin said Flacco to the Titans. Joe Flacco, I think, would actually love Nashville. He would like. I think Flacco would enjoy it. All right, here's a question, and then we'll get to the show. I promise. All right, so if you're Cam Ward, all right, imagine you're Cam, drafted number 1 overall to the Titans. Okay, you moved to Nashville at like 23. You're single. All right, you're the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Where would you move? Like, if you were him, okay, would you move like close to the facility, which is over in Metro Center? Like, what area of town would you live?
I mean, with Nashville, you know that downtown's all relatively close. We got a bit of a small city vibe here in this big little city. I personally would probably go the Mariota route, which was just go and get yourself a sick condo in the Gulch. It's easy walking distance to your favorite foods. You can hop on. It's a quick jet up to the Metro Center as well. So I'd probably go to the Gulch.
Nice. And I put this question in the chat as well. Like, if you were the number 1 overall pick, you're like 23 years old, and use Nashville as an example, but you could use any city, right? Like, you're a first round pick, quarterback. You're going to be there. You know you're going to be there. You've got 4 years, obviously guaranteed on your contract, play for a 5th-year contract, right? Would you move like to a house? Would you move like into a condo downtown? Would you move next to the facility and just be like, you know, the workhorse, the grind horse? Matty Ice said a trailer park. There you go. That's definitely what you want to do. You know, I listened to Ryan Leaf. Okay. Famously, you know, 1 and 2, him and Peyton Manning, you know, in the 98 draft. And I heard Leaf talk about like, you know, all the problems that he had. And one of them was, he was like, dude, he goes, I wish I would have been smart and not bought like a really sick ass house. Right. Because he was like, I didn't want to leave the house. He was like, but if I would have lived in an apartment, no frills, no nothing, he's like, I would have been at work all the time. Because why would I want to just sit in the apartment? He's like, but I'm 23. I'm playing for the Chargers, right? Like, I've got a sick ass house in, San Diego, right? Like on the coast. Of course, you're not going to like live at the facility and train. You're going to be at the house. You've got everything that you want, right? And he was like, yeah, that's what he goes. That was mistake number one. He goes, and they told me too. They were like, don't go buy a bunch of stuff. Like, buy stuff on your second contract. That's when you buy your stuff. Don't buy it on your first one. You buy it on your second one. Because that's, in the NFL, that's when you get paid, right? That second contract, when they say, oh, this is our franchise quarterback, we're going to pay him $35 million a year, right? That's when you go buy your stuff, right? But let's get to that second contract first, right? Like, let's get there first. All right. Let's get to our picks here. We're going to have some fun today. All right. So you got yours. Yankees, Blue Jays over 8. Royals, Cubs over 7.5. Twins, Dodgers over 9. We're going to talk about these here in just a second. But look, Brad, now let me drop something here. So I go on these kicks betting baseball, and especially Major League Baseball. College is different, but Major League, I go on these kicks to where I'll play only overs. And then it'll work and it'll work and it'll work. And then it'll stop. And then I've got to move to player props. And it'll hit, and then you got to stop. Then you got to go to money lines, right? Like Major League Baseball, it's such a long sport. You know what I mean? That you could do the best analysis breakdown of a game, and you have no idea that Aaron Judge is just tired. Like he's just tired. Like he's been going hard all season. He had the All-Star, which was not a break for him. You know what I mean? And then it's right back into it, right? So Major League Baseball, man, it's just like the sport. It's really streaky. Soccer, I can't speak intelligently on it, but I can speak from a sport perspective that it's probably the same in the sense that, like, there are spots to where your shots are just all going right at the net. Like everything's going perfect. And then you hit a streak to where you couldn't buy real estate in the back of the net. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I could totally see it being that way. And baseball's it's streaky like that, man. And again, I'm not saying that is some correct answer, some, sage wisdom in baseball betting. It just works for me. Like I'll just find times where I've got to switch it up, man. But we're in a streak right now where overs are hitting, man. We're seeing runs, so I'm gonna ride it for a little bit. But today could be weird. You've got good humidity, but you've got wind that's blowing in like everywhere today, man. It's really weird. All right, so those are our picks. Let's get into home runs, bro. Let's have some fun with this one. All right, Aaron Judge plus 190. He hit one yesterday. Cal Raleigh plus 225. Nick Kurtz, pictured there, the rookie, the phenom. Dude, absolutely crushing it, man. Nick Kurtz plus 350. Brent Rooker, same team, plus 375. Saya Suzuki of the Cubs plus 375. Bradley, where are you going today, buddy?
I think I like that guy in the middle. Sometimes when there's that first name that shows up on this list we haven't seen in a while, he's a good pick. So give me Nick Kurtz plus 350.
Going Nick Kurtz. That's a good bet. That's a real good bet. He's absolutely ripping the cover off the ball right now. Man, I'll tell you what. You're gonna go Kurtz. All right, I'll go Brent Rooker. All right, same team. You want to put a you want to make it interesting? You want to put a little bet on it? All right, if Nick Kurtz hits a home run and Rooker doesn't, I'll buy a DTL membership. Same deal. If Rooker hits one and Kurtz doesn't, if they both don't hit, we'll both buy one. Deal?
Done.
All right. Japan, he's going Rook. Big Tony, he's going Cal Raleigh. Scott, he's going Bryce Harper. Big Cortez, he's going Cal Raleigh. Scott's going Kyle Schwarber. Japan's going A. Potapova money line plus 110 tennis. I actually think I got that name right. Kirk likes Schwarber today. There we go. I like it. I like it. Okay. All right, let's get into weather. Like I said, dude, like it's weird today. Kurtz and Langoliers tore up the guards on Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. Just, dude, Nick Kurtz is absolutely raking. Raking. That's a great pick, dude. All right. Red Sox and the Phillies. Temperature 83, feels like 82. No rain, but the wind is 7.5 miles an hour in. Now, again, is that going to stop home runs? No, but it is noticeable. Matty Boy, got to jump, guys. Last day of training. Best of luck, all. Man, best of luck to you, bro. Matty Boy, good to see you as always, man. Hope you end it well. Scott, got to run, boys. Scott, good to see you, big dog. Have a good day, all right? Okay, so 7.5 blowing in. Angels and the Mets. Again, 81 degrees. Feels like 77. No rain, but 9.5 miles an hour blowing in. Again, good weather. You just got wind that's blowing in, man, in a lot of places, except here. Atlanta, temperature 85, feels like 89, 8% chance of rain, it's nothing. You've got 74, 75% humidity, 9.8 miles an hour blowing out. Father Whale, late, like I was to class, but I made it. Hope everyone is well. Whale, good to see you, bro. Hey, no tardy write-ups here. All right, you're good to go. You made it, bro. White Sox Rays, temperature 89, feels like 95, 5% rain. Wind 7.5 miles an hour blowing out to right field. Solid here. Royals and the Cubs, temperature 76, feels like 78. No rain, but 8 mile an hour wind blowing in. Cardinals and the Rockies, temperature 88, feels like 82, 11% chance of rain. All right, 8, basically 9 miles an hour blowing out to right field. So you got great weather here. Twins and the Dodgers, 67, feels like 66, 8 miles an hour blowing out. Solid weather here too. Not super hot, humid, or anything like that, but solid. All right, home runs. All right, Aaron Judge. Look, Brad, here's a problem that we run into, okay? So sometimes, man, like you'll list a player for home runs. And the reason that we go through all of these statistics, these categories, is not only for home runs, but who we're playing at player props, right? Whose name do we keep popping up, right? And so we played Aaron Judge yesterday for a home run. And we were spot on with it. He hit a home run. We nailed the bet. But then it comes today, and it's like, okay, do you list him again? You know what I mean? And is he going to hit 1-2 days in a row, right? Statistically, feels like it'd be hard to do that, right? Well, look at Judge today. Start a new series against the Blue Jays. Dude, 43 at-bats, 16 hits, 6 home runs. 6. Wilson Contreras, he has 2. Adams has 2. George Springer has 2. Giancarlo Stanton has 2. Then you go down the list. You see a bunch of ones. Sean Murphy, Lamont Wade Jr., Bregman, Jose Altuve, Pete Alonso, O'Neill Cruz. Kyle Schwarber's got 1 off Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler, a Vanderbilt boy. Randy Arozarena, he's got 1 as well. Now, hits again. So we talked about Judge, 6 home runs, 43 at-bats, huge sample size, and he's hitting 372. Like, it's not just home runs. Now, here's another thing to take a look at. Look at those walks. 43 at-bats, he has 10 walks and 18 strikeouts. So those aren't bad bets to look. Aaron Judge is all over the board today. You could bet him for strikeouts. You could bet him for hits. You could bet him for home runs. Vladimir Guerrero, since 600. All right, 9 hits. Paul Goldschmidt, hitting 563. Brandon Nimmo, 533. Giancarlo Stanton, 292. You see Stanton and Judge a lot. Brian Reynolds hitting. See, here's the example of the other side. You see Brian Reynolds listed high up there. That's great. 5 hits. But he's hitting 172. He's just got a ton of at-bats. George Springer, see him listed. Ellie De La Cruz, et cetera, et cetera. All right, hitting streaks. Bradley Jackson Churio is your guy. 14 straight games with a hit. Leading Major League Baseball. Victor Caratini, 9 straight games with a hit. Zach Nito, 8 straight games. I swear to God, that guy gets a hit. Since the day I was born, JT Realmuto, 8 straight games with a hit. Ryan Jeffers, 7 straight games. Nick Kurtz, right there, 7 straight games with a hit. This dude is absolutely raking, bro. You made a great look there, dude. Jose Iglesias, 7 straight games with a hit. Jorge Blanco, 7 straight games with a hit. Matt McClain, 6 straight. Mike Trout, 6 straight. Michael Harris, the second, 6 straight. Joey Ortiz, you see at the bottom, 6 straight there. Now, last 7 games, again, we go through, I mean, I'm telling you, I think we go through every statistic possible in Major League Baseball, and I'm glad that we do. Last 7 games, all right, who is hot? Kyle Stovers, 5 home runs. Last 7 days in baseball. Bryce Harper. And this is actually in the last 3 games. Bryce Harper, 3 home runs. Nick Kurtz, 2 home runs in his last 3 games. Ozzie Albies, 2. Shea Langoliers, 2. Rave Suarez. Austin Hayes, Randy Arozarena, Kyle Schwarber. See him right there. Stover's absolutely mashing the baseball, bro. Okay. All right, let's get back to our picks again. Bradley, let it rip. What do you got?
Yes, sir. We're headed to this evening matchup in Bolivia, the top flight of Bolivia, the Primera Division. Blooming taking on Guabira over 3 at -125. Why we're going for the over 3 and not any both teams to score in over 2.5? Well, there's been 21 of the last 32 Bolivia matches have featured a red card and 30 red cards over those last 32 matches as well. So that is almost 1 a game if you average it. So we're looking for 3 goals, which can happen by 1 team. Get with that 4th goal, giving us that cash.
Beautiful work, my man. I'm on the Yankees Blue Jays over 8, Royals Cubs over 7.5, Twins Dodgers over 9. All right. Robert Bibbo made it in. Good to see you, buddy. I've been taking the 4 most likely to hit home run by the bookie odds and roll them together in a round robin. 2 of the 4 have been hitting, and that is all you need to be profitable. Yep. You are correct, sir. Brad looks like he's about to arm wrestle someone over the top. Great movie. You look like, dude, you do look like you'd handle your business in arm wrestling contests, like traveling from bar to bar. Yes. I could see
that arm broken. I already know it would snap.
You're over at Santa's Pub on the weekend.
I'm a leg guy, not an arm guy. I played footy.
Hey, there we go. Death by snooze. All right, there we go. Big leg scissors guy. You're like one of the Von Erichs. I won't bet Judge again today, so congrats again, everyone. If you said it was fire. Hey, Christian, thanks, bro. It's good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. That's a lot of math. Stallone working out while driving his truck. Yep. Dude, Stallone was awesome. Like, when there was a Stallone movie, you knew, dude, it was going to be a guy movie. It was almost like, that period of like 97 to like 2002 in the WWE when Stone Cold could show up and drive any type of machinery, any of it. He knew how to do it. Dude, a cement truck, a beer truck, a monster truck. Like, it would just show up. And you're like, oh, yeah, Stone Cold can drive that. Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, he could go to the Preds game and be on the Zamboni. He knows how to do that. Oh, man, that always cracked me up. It was like Stone Cold knew how to drive any type of machinery. Like, that's a Stallone movie. He's driving a truck. He's got to arm wrestle tournaments in sleazy bars to, like, save his family, I don't know what happened to him, but somehow arm wrestling contest and saving his family and getting a new truck. That's a good movie, though. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a bit of a tearjerker. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Arm wrestling is the one sport that shows you the difference between Jim Strong and Life Strong. Yep. I've heard 80s wrestling people talk like Jim Cornette talk about like back in like the heyday when everyone was huge, you know? And he was like, dude, he goes, some people's muscles, they were for go. Some people's muscles, they were only for show. They couldn't fight one lick. He goes, there were some people that were big as a house, couldn't fight a damn lick. Then you get some 5'7" dude that would come in and for real
It's
get in
the
there. Oh, and
farmer.
start whooping your ass. Yeah. He was like, the first rule, you look at their ears. If they've got cauliflower, get away. That's the first rule, and that's real. Dude,
If you're looking for super strength, AB, an arm wrestling super strength, a farmer. Give me a farmer in an arm wrestling. Those guys have got grip strength. Unbelievable. It'll take you down just from the grip.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's just it's old school, dude. Just it's old man strength, which is very real. Old man strength is real. All right. We got the board back there. All right. So we were talking Bolivia. We've all got our passports for tonight, ready to go. All right. But we've got some other stops going on this week. What do we got, man? Talk to us.
We've got all these leagues coming back. And when leagues are coming back, sometimes you have just some variance. And I talked about this specifically with Liga MX, which you can actually see right here at the bottom corner. And you can see it in the numbers specifically. You have the both teams to score and over 2.5, 50%-ish in week one. And then it jumps straight up 6-3, 6-3 to the both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals. Sometimes you need a week. Sometimes you need two in order to get your legs set. And it's not always the case in some of these high-flying leagues around the world because there's so many opportunities and it's so open with the play styles and the way that they approach these matches that you don't always need to wait. So that is the case in some of these like Denmark, the Super League, in which came back week one, flying this weekend. Both teams to score 5-1, over 2.5, 4-2, and when it hits over 2.5, it's hitting over 3.5 by way of that over 2.5 team total. So teams are achieving this total by their self, which is a over 3 type of situation, more so than a both teams to score league. Versus you have a Romania up here in this top corner. Just came back. It's not a total goal league. You're going to catch yourself into that 50% variance when you're looking for total goals. But if you're looking for that both teams to score, settling in pretty nicely through 2 weeks, 11-3. That is very irregular. Romania has come back flying. You also have this great league, which has just started to really kick into gear over the last year. It's in Slovenia, the Priver Liga, PRVA Liga. Love this league. There's only there's only 10 teams, which means you can only have 5 matches per week. So you get very familiar with your opponents. 4-1 to both teams to score, 4-1 to the over 2.5. So keep that in your mind. So all 4 of those leagues, good leagues to be looking at right now as we enter this new phase of footy. Looking forward to the beginning of the season, which is coming up here in just around 3 to 4 weeks. So get excited. EPL, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, all around the corner.
Well done, bro. Well done, man. All right. Let's see what we've got here. How'd you like Vegas, Mosh? Yeah, Mosh, man. Feel free, drop it in here, or if you're on the afternoon show. I don't know if you're back yet, but yeah, we'd love to hear stories, man. Joe said AB's a back alley strength kind of guy. There you go. All right. So you want to get in a fight. All right. You head down. If you're in Nashville, you want to get in a fight. Who falls in that category? Take yourself over to Demumbrian Street. Behind Demumbrian, you got a nice little alley. If you're a back alley fighter, that's where you want to go. Got a nice parking lot back there. We don't condone it. All right. We're not coming out with it saying, look, We need you to leave Live Oak. Go out back. All right. Dude, have you been to Demumbrian Street lately?
Lately?
Yeah.
No, I've been avoiding that like the plague for the last few years now, given the age demographic typically of the Mumbrian. But I used to frequent it in my early.
Oh, me too. Hard. Hard. All right. And that's the funny thing is me and you have probably taken shots together and not even known it. Like there's a great chance. Like I don't know your boys, but I know you, and it would feel like your group and my group would get along very well. You know, like assuming that this was 15 years ago, like didn't know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I could like just based off of you, like if your group were like our groups would have a lot of fun.
You seemed like a Broadway Brewhouse Midtown type of guy, which is
Midtown for
exactly
sure.
where I would have frequented it. So we might have played some darts together.
Oh yeah, yeah. What was that? Was that a corner pub that was over there by oh god, I can't remember the name of it now. I think it was a corner pub, but it was right there by over in Midtown. Oh, right by Winners and Losers. It was like across the street. I was big. I was like,
Blue Bar?
No, I was gonna say I was big over there. Like, no. I was over there frequently. I almost said that sentence very. I was big. Oh man, I got over as soon as I went in corner pub. Ugh. Like, no. I was over there a lot. We liked corner pub because it was kind of dark and you could smoke, and it was like it was. I don't even know if it's still there, but that one, and then oh man, nah, I can't remember. But anyways, no, corner pub's not there anymore. It got torn down. But yeah, it got torn down a while ago. Sad. That was my spot.
Out too.
Yeah, where were you at? Were you Midtown, Demumbrian?
Yeah, I was a Midtown guy for sure. I was hitting the karaoke bar at Winners and hopping over to Red Door for a pint, and then back to what was the R?
Rebar.
Rebar, thank you. Rebar, everybody was always at Rebar, so you couldn't get in.
Everybody. Everyone watching right now is like, what are we talking about? But anyone Nashville-wise knows. Enjoyed a good time at a German pub off Demumbrian. Oh, what was the name? Dan McGinnis.
It's gone. R.I.P. Dan's. Heck.
Yeah, Dan McGinnis was a great spot.
That's where I was, yeah.
Yep. Dan McGinnis, right? It was right there in the corner.
At the outside. So
yeah. Yeah, that was a great bar, dude. Tizzle. Skeens at only -114, under 15. Sorry, let me read this again. Skeens at only -114, under 15.5 outs on FanDuel. Pirates have made it clear he's getting limited. 4 straight games pulled after 5. Tizzle, that is an absolutely great look, and you're absolutely right. Yes. And, yes, I have nothing to add.
Great live opportunity as well. Knowing that information, because he'll be dealing low pitch count through 3, and if you know that he's going to get pulled, that book is going to push that number up. That's a really good piece of information.
Yeah, it is, and it's something that we need to examine not only with him but with other guys too, because look, there's this point as well. I think those do the All-Star game and be back to normal now. Like, you're both correct. Is the thing. And the answer is that we don't know. And again, you're both correct because you're both saying, I think, you're both there. We don't know what we're going to get out of Skeens. And we don't know what we're going to get out of some of the other all-star pitchers as well. So what you both are saying is absolutely accurate. And it's something that we have to monitor. You know what I mean? Like that's all that we can do. But going off of recent history, I mean, they're both correct. Like, Tizzle is spot on with it in the fact that even before, like, they'll start to pull Skeens now, even if he's throwing gas and looking fine. When it's 5 innings. they've been yanking him, so we'll see about
Most
that.
prized asset.
Oh, dude, have you seen his record? He's like 4-8 with a 2 ERA. Let me say this: he's 4-8 and started the All-Star game. Started it. He's 4-8 and pitching fantastically.
He's insane.
It's insane. Bro. 2 starts ago, or 3. I think it was 2 starts ago. He went 5 innings. He had 10 strikeouts. He had 0 earned runs. Didn't win the game. What do you want this man to do? All you needed was 1 run.
That sounds like high school baseball. My
Yes.
brother threw a no-hitter and lost the game when he was in high school. Unbelievable. I mean, like that's high school baseball.
Yeah, it is. No, you're right. You're right. Where you have one player who's dominant. Dude, I'll give you the perfect example. David Price was like that at Blackman. Absolutely. Like he was Cam Newton at Auburn. Because you could go out there and you could beat the piss out of his team. I played at a school called Mount Juliet, right? And we played against them all the time. And if Price wasn't pitching, half my team went to play at Vanderbilt. We would roll through people with not much difficulty. You know what I'm saying? And when he was pitching, that came to a stop. Everything came to a fucking stop. Yes. And he was a freshman throwing gas.
From that left, just
Disgusting.
hard.
He was a freshman in high school. And I knew one pitch. I was like, this guy's going to be in Major League Baseball. He's 14 years old and throwing 97. And he's big. He's bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
He's 14. I mean, throwing fucking gas. Like, I mean, pumping it, dog. Over and no weight. That's the other thing, too. There's something intimidating about a pitcher who is in command of the mound and is not like Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan gave no time in between at bats. He threw the fastball. All right, it came 102. You swung at it, didn't swing at it. He didn't really give a shit. Give me the ball, and it's coming right back. Like, there's no time. You're not getting out of the box, scratching yourself. No, it's coming. I'm getting the ball, and Nolan Ryan was the true, dad. He was a dad. Hurry up. Like, he just always looked like he was just annoyed. Like, oh, my son, hurry up. Get your drink, whatever you're going to get, and let's go. We're checking out now. I'm checking out with you or without you. Let's go, right? Nolan Ryan was the ultimate, dad. And then when Ventura came up and tried to fight him, and he whooped his ass on live TV, when dad whooped his kid's ass, that set the tone. Dads everywhere were like, that's one for us. That's one for us right there. You can do whatever you want, but you ain't whooping Nolan Ryan's ass. It ain't happening. Nolan Ryan, dude, and I love I was looking at his ad deals. They were like Aleve, you know what I mean? They were like, dude, Lowe's, it was perfect for Nolan Ryan. Here's Nolan Ryan for lawnmowers, and it's you could picture him. You could see it, Nolan Ryan out with no shirt on and his Eli Manning dad bod, out there mowing. Hey, Carl. Yeah, we'll be over there. We'll see y'all at dinner. Come on in. Hey, get your glass sweet tea. Sit down for a spell. I'm making him real country now. And you know what's funny? Robin Ventura, the funniest thing, and I think it was, who was catching him? Was it Pudge? I can't remember who it was, but whoever was catching Nolan Ryan for the Rangers said, he was like, dude, he goes, Robin Ventura is the nicest guy on planet Earth. He was like, I know Robin. He's like, I was watching it in like my mind thinking, Robin is the one like charging the mound, right? Because he's such a nice guy. It like that was the funny, and it had nothing to do with Nolan. It actually had to do with Nolan Ryan hitting. I can't remember who his teammate was, but he hit him earlier, and he came inside on Ventura, and he wasn't trying to hit him, but I mean that was just Nolan Ryan. But Ventura, like once he got hit, he had to go because he was kind of protecting his own guy. And I'm not taking up for Ventura because that ass whooping was legendary. But yeah, it's funny that like Ventura is known for that when he was a hell of a player. And from all accounts, I've never met the man, but supposedly a really super, super nice guy. So it was kind of funny. But bad judgment. Dude, yeah. Like you don't fight dad. Don't do it. I've had some friends step to their old man. I don't not too many good stories came out of them. I'm not doing it. Oh man. Dude, I'll give you a quick story. Yesterday, I was over at my dad's house and we were testing pizza makers. Okay? Yeah. All right. Pizza, just, pizza of like these kind of, just a pizza cooker, right? So anyway, so he had two of them and he was like, well, I bought two, the two that I liked. We're going to mess with them and then we'll take one back. Like, we'll see which one we like the most, right? He's like, you want to come over and mess around? I was like, yeah, of course. Yeah. So I went over there and we're messing with him. So anyways, his wife comes out and her name's Jan and she's the sweetest woman on planet Earth. She comes out and she's like, how's it going? Like bringing out like, sweet teas, like, hey, got you guys some drinks. And she looks and, it's a pizza oven, right? It's just a big rubber thing. And then it's an oven. You put the pizza in, it turns, whatever. So anyways, she's like, how's it going? How's the testing going? And my dad's got his hand in the thing, like while the gas is going, and I'm like, oh yeah, super intelligent. I mean, look what we're doing right here. Like he's going to come out without a hand. Somehow I'll have to go get the hand and lose mine. She's like, you two are idiots. What about you, man? How'd your weekend go, dude? Anything exciting?
It's just another weekend. It's a really difficult time of the year to be in this sport. So when you really love it and you really like to bet on it, it's like tough to hold yourself back, which is kind of what I'm forcing myself to do because it's a losing time of year. And the more you go after things like this at this time with teams, when you are betting narrative based type of information rather than like set, we've seen it this season, it's happening. You're doing a lot of guessing. Guessing is more gambling rather than betting, which I'm trying to be more of a bettor rather than a gambler. So that's really what I'm dealing with right now is just forcing myself back because I see and I see afterwards and I just don't like what I'm seeing, but we're almost there. So I'll be in a better mood, be more excited here shortly.
Okay. All right. We'll get you in a better mood here shortly. We'll do it. I'll go line up some dads if you want to go fight them. Look, Jason said it best. Dad always said, boy, you won't be able to beat my ass. And when you will be able to, you won't want to. That's actually, I think, the best I've ever heard it put. That's pretty good. Hawk, remember when Ventura ankle turned the wrong? Ooh. Liddy, when you figure that out, Brad, I'm interested. There you go. Look at Liddy. Jeff, I'm not a better gambler. I'm a loser. Hey, number one, I feel you. Number two, here's the best part. And this isn't, Jeff, I'm glad you said it. Number one, because it's funny. Number two, this is something important to remember. All right, we talk about baseball, Major League Baseball. Brad, if you were starting your career today and you came on the show and your first game is tonight, you came on the show and said, how do I become a Hall of Famer? Right? Like what's the not easiest. What's the one path to being a Hall of Famer? We would all say, all right, well, you can go a number of ways, but the best way is to just have a career where you hit 315, meaning 300 in baseball, 3 out of 10 is Hall of Fame. In gambling, the greatest gambler of all time was 56% of all time. So understand, you're going to lose bets. They're going to happen. The greatest gambler in the world lost him at a 44% clip. You know what I mean? Like that difference of 56% winning, 44% losing, it's easy to flip that. You know what I'm saying? So, number one, I definitely, like, I got the joke. Like, it was funny, but also it's a good point. It's an important thing to remember that this is a game where you want to be in that 50 to 54% range. If you could live at 56%, you're one of the greatest to ever do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, and again, it's not percentage, like just percentage units, juice, all that comes into play. But it's an important thing to remember that this is a 50 to 54% game. That's where you're going to live. Right? So when you're doing your trackers and you're looking, you're saying, God, I'm 54%. Like, I thought I'd be killing it. No, you're doing very well. Like, if you're doing this every day, like, I mean, you know, we're putting in bets every single day. So when you've got a large sample size, yeah.
There's also a lot of pressure on it from this side. I think that a lot of people don't really see from people who give out, I guess you say, in a public setting, give out plays that people are going to be putting their money on. There's a lot of pressure in that, and to be right and to always think and know that you are making a good decision. And it's in their best interest because you know that your words carry weight. So making sure that those words that you actually speak are relevant and not to cloud and to put people into false senses of hope. You always want to be the most realistic gambler. And I feel like that's what I try to be personally. I don't know if a lot of others do that. I like to point out, like, hey, this is what's wrong specifically and why. But yeah, like, we always want to be the best version of ourselves. And it's really hard when you can't be the best version of yourself at specific times just because you don't have the resources available to do that, and it's coming. So for those who are building businesses and doing anything in life, like, gambling is a very similar way to view life. There are going to be ebbs and flows, ups and downs, but what can be very important is the consistency that you bring and the knowledge behind that consistency, and that's how you get to that 56%.
Yep. And you know what? Oh God, I just lost my train of thought. You said something so intelligent. Damn it. God, I just lost it. Oh, damn it. I can't ask you to repeat everything you just said. Damn it. I was good too. Well, I'll remember it in a minute. I got it. So, okay. So you talked about the resources. All right. I'm glad that you said that, because everybody who's still watching, thank you. Number one. Number two, you're going to get a little insight here. All right. If you've noticed with Driving the Line, every single thing that we do is about dropping the resources and showing how you can do it on your own. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because I've had people that are new ask, and they're not being negative. They're asking. They're like, hey, I love the picks, love the show, but don't need all the weather and all that. And I say the same thing every time. I'm like, hey, that's fine. You could close out whenever you want. And I'm not saying that negative. Like, I'm not saying like, fine, beat it. Like, no. I'm saying like, I get it. I absolutely get it. Everyone is here, for different reasons, right? Some people just want the picks, move on to another show. That's fine. Perfectly fine, right? Thank you. Shoot. Thank you for watching. Like, number one, thank you. Number two, yeah, like I go through, on my end, you do as well with the board and all that, of not only like, here's what we're betting, here's what we're looking at, but that's the whole point of this show. Is I truly believe what you just said is one of the biggest things that's never talked about. There are many people in the DTL crew that are smarter than me. Like, number one, that sentence came off very bad because it sounded like, oh, I'm super smart, duh. Like, no. What I meant by it is that there are great sports bettors in the crew, sports just knowledgeable, right? But sometimes you just don't have all the tools because you just don't know. You haven't worked in media. You haven't worked, in this. And it's like, that's exactly the point of everything that we do. And why we walk through it is to say, okay, here's what I look at. And it could be right, could be wrong, whatever. But like, here's also, I hate when shows or folks like have something cool and they don't show you where to find it. And I get it. There is something about, intellectual property and what you're doing. I totally get it. I'm not coming at anybody about that, but there's no secrets on this show. And Brad, I thought you brought I didn't mean to go long on that, but I thought you brought up a great point that sometimes, man, it's the resources. It's people just don't know what information is out there, how to find it. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, I'm glad that you said that because it's very, very important. Now, also on top of that, so if you ever look in the show descriptions or you look on my Twitter, like, I have a pinned, link to all of my history as a bettor. And I'll pull it up right here of what you're talking about, right? So I know that it's kind of weird picture right here. I didn't put it in the slide, so it's coming off kind of vertical and odd right here in the middle. But I mean, you could see it. Look, 2025, 2024, 2023, all time. All right, my last 3,400 picks. All right, on this brand, you can see it from, and it's live. I update it every day, every other day, right? But I mean, look at the percentages. Right? You see all time at the bottom, 51%. Right? And I mean, you don't see any losing on this sheet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're looking at it, you're saying, man, I'm 52%. I'm 50. Like, dude, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. This is a tough sport. It's a real tough sport. So, yeah, just want to show that. Also, yeah, you can find that link. If anybody not only wants to see just how we're doing as a whole, but you want to, kind of look at setting up your own, tracker, holler at me if you have any questions, man. I can definitely help with that for sure.
And AB, to piggyback off that, and I think one of the biggest things, specifically in this, you can't even just blame the industry. You have to blame our culture as how we live through the internet. But the best graphics and the best produced show are often the shows that don't provide the type of information that you really need in order to be successful. I don't want to hear, I guess the way that I present is based off because I have listened to so many people give opinions and takes, and they just not say anything at all that's going to help me. Just, this, and this, A, B, and C. And then there's no D in order to help me learn and build and maybe look for something live or make a decision that's a little bit different or understand the thought process. I believe that the thought process behind the bet is more important than the bet itself. So worry about the content rather than the production is my personal opinion on if you're looking at sports, gambling, sports betting, all of that in general. Go for the content, not the production.
There you go. You're right. All right, let's give our picks. We'll get out of here. We got an hour. I don't want to keep you, my man. All right, what do you got here? A little blooming onion action.
Yes, sir. The Bloomin' Onions taking on Guabira over in Bolivia. We're looking for the over 3 Asian total. 4 full blooming onions giving us that minus 125.
Nice. Yankees, Blue Jays over 8. Royals, Cubs over 7.5. Twins, Dodgers over 9. All right, Brad, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
That's it for me. We got a lot looking on the horizon. Get excited. We'll keep these small leagues in front of us as we build toward the top leagues just a few weeks away. Get excited.
Small Liga. That was probably offensive to somebody. I just offended somebody. All right, let's take a look here. Our Howard Schwab Crucive play of the day. So, all right, we don't need 2 voices of me going. Okay, so Yankees, Blue Jays over 8, 58%. And let me pull the picks up here. Come on, producer. Yeah, Yankees, Blue Jays over 8, 58% is your winner. Second place, Red Sox, Phillies over 8.5, 30% is second place. So, yeah, Yankees, Blue Jays over 8, bro. Heavy winner. What do you think about that? You with it?
We like humidity, right? We like humidity. We like high temperature. So that's gonna be what we want if we're gonna get runs, right?
Gonna get runs a D, baby.
I've learned that from my guy AB teaching me every single day.
Look, Ron said it. Y'all are everyday shows. So many are stale. All they do is give picks. You know, and that, like, we try to keep it fun too. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll say this. We're also doing this at a time when there's really nothing like going on. You know what I mean? Like, when here in, 3 weeks, this show is going to be, awesome. Like, not that it's not now, but we're going to have soccer in full ass swing, getting ready to dive in full. We're going to have Major League Baseball, the NFL, college football, college basketball is right around the corner. You don't even know the stuff we have ready for football this year. The NFL, we are going to, I guarantee you this right now, there will be no show that will touch us in NFL prop betting. I guarantee it. I've been working on this for 3 months. No one's gonna come close at all. Like, we're gonna break this thing down to a granular level. Like, we are gonna attack the week professionally. All right, that's what we're gonna do on this show for the NFL. We are gonna be all over it the minute, the day. The only thing we can't figure out is this Roku sleep timer. It's like every 3 minutes. It's way too quick. We got to change that. But for the NFL, we're going to have it down. You're going to have your quarterbacks, your wide receivers, your running backs, all your prop bets, all your interception bets. Then we're going to go through the games. We're going to go through it scientifically, dude. Like, it's going to be and have fun doing it. You know what I mean? Like, because if it's not fun, then why the hell would we even be here? You know? I'll get back to digging ditches. No. It's gonna be a blast. Dude, the NFL, like, the Hall of Fame game is next Thursday. That's awesome. Dude, It's going to be a good game too. The Chargers and the Lions, it's the Hall of Fame game, right? But Kurt, college football is the best of. Oh, hell yeah, bro. You know that we're going to be like, I cannot wait. Roger, the NFL is my wheelhouse. The rest are getting ready for that. Hell yeah, bro. Hey, and we're going to need you too. Roger, I say this to everybody. Like, again, it's all of us together. You know what I mean? Like, it's all of us together, man. So it's going to take every one of us. And it's going to take people in the chat saying, and I'm saying this about myself, right? Like, when we're going through these, if there's a pick or something that I have that you guys aren't with and you see it a different way, shoot, say it. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Like, the important thing is to make money, have fun doing it, right? The camaraderie of all of us together. But yeah, like we're look, man. Let me just say this. All right, you see these units, 2025 plus 177, 2024 plus 56, plus 55, 289, all time. Like, what? We don't do a lot of losing around. We don't do a lot of losing around here. No, I was just kidding about that. But like, we're definitely in it to make money. And yeah. Also, let me say, if anybody wants to join the crew, $5, man. Hey, if we've made some money for you on here, feel free to come join the crew. And if you can't, don't want to, that's all right too. You're always welcome here. But it does super help. Liddy, I already bet Titans team total wins under 5.5. All right. Feel that Titans fever.
Yeah, we are one sprained ankle away from getting the number one pick again.
Dude, I don't even know who the Titans' third string QB is, because Mason Rudolph's gone. Oh, it's a dude from the Chargers. Brandon Allen. And, all right, Cam Ward, Brandon Allen, and the third one, Big Tim Boyle.
Oh, God.
That's your quarterback room. Now, Brandon Allen, here's the funny part. Brandon Allen's mom has been in our chat. Not kidding. Because we were giving Brandon Allen a ton of love. Some of you guys might remember it. She came in the chat and was like, I was just Googling my son's name. And it was like his name was in the metadata. And it popped up. It just popped up on Google. So she's like, I have no idea who you guys are, but I'm watching the show. And you were nice to my son.
Shout out to moms, baby. Shout out to moms everywhere.
I know. Chisel. Let us out for the season. What, he OD on Mayo? Yeah. Yeah, gotta have some
It's funny because is that maybe the most overdone like joke that isn't even accurate?
Yeah.
Ever. It's funny because I'll roll with it. I love the Mayo jokes, but he doesn't actually like that, which is funny.
No, and do you want to know why that got pushed so heavy? You want to know why? Look, and I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying it to anybody who may have never worked in media. This is what we call a disguise. All right? And the reason why that got pushed so much was because also at the same time, Will Levis had a sex tape leak. That wasn't what the team wanted. Yep. So they started pushing the Mayo thing because it was weird enough to disguise it. And guess what? It worked.
That's great.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like that's NFL PR.
Oh, look over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's like White House level propaganda.
It's the NFL. They're bigger than the White House. They're bigger than the country. The NFL can do whatever. The NFL could start declaring war. And I I don't think NATO or anybody would even, they would just say, oh.
CIA, FBI, NFL, it's all the same.
They're like, is the Hall of Fame game still next week? Okay. All right. We're good.
NCAA, that's the worst. Let's be honest.
The NFL would roll over. Let me say this. The University of Tennessee is owning the NCAA. They keep taking them to court and whooping their ass. I'll laugh, though, because, look, you know how Tennessee is, and I'm talking about the state. The NCAA sues Tennessee, not paying attention and thinking, oh, we're going to win this. Tennessee brought the governor, all right, and his family and said, oh, here are 30 lawyers, and just stopped a mud hole in the NCAA's ass in court. Walked out, said, you got any other questions? NCAA ain't coming to Knoxville anymore, I'll tell you that. Tennessee could run amok in recruiting and do it just, I mean, you talk about money in McDonald's bags, what the football team used to be doing with Jeremy Pruitt. With my favorite part, side note, Jeremy Pruitt, head coach of Tennessee football, is paying people, and this is before NIL, outwardly paying high school recruits in McDonald's bags of cash. Okay? Openly paying everyone who knows how much money, and still went 4-8. I don't mind the paying money. I can deal with cheating. I can't deal with cheating and still sucking. Now that's on you. Now you just wasted my money. All right. Might have got us in trouble, and you still went 4-8. If you're going to cheat, you got to win. Ask Jim Harbaugh. Whatever. Come take this title. Yeah. If the NFL is bigger than the White House, who wins the name change battle in Washington? You know, here's an interesting thing. And we'll get out of here on this because I know Brad has things he has to do. But I am fascinated with what the NFL does with the Commander's name. I don't think they're going to change it. And only because I actually don't think it's because of PR. Anything like that. It would just be, it's too much change. It's too much change, and you got people who spent too much money on Commander's gear and the marketing behind, like the uniforms. Think of all the branding that would have to be changed. Like it would be that's a process, and you just went through that process. Like they'll never do it because it's too far down the road, you know. But yeah. I said, AB's room slowly becoming a club. Are you going to put it in a poll? Yes. Yeah. Oh, what's that strip club that's in Las Vegas? The Spearmint Rhino. Yeah. So it's called the Spearmint Rhino. All right. I'll go ahead and get in trouble for everybody. So it's called the Spearmint Rhino. And it's far out. It's like 35 minutes away. So you've got all of these limo drivers that are trying to convince groups of dudes like, hey, come on, man, free rides, blah, 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 because you're so far out that you can't go anywhere and you don't have a car. Yep. The Spearmint Rhino, man. That's it. They're running a nice little racket. Great strip club. I'll show you this. Hold on. You could Google this. All right. You see that? Scarlet's, right? All right. Scarlet's gave me this hat, and this is a true story. A buddy of mine, Davey Burke, he's a member here. You see him in the chat sometimes. All right. Buddy's that Randall Mims character, which it was Randall's birthday yesterday, by the way. So happy late birthday, buddy, even though I saw you yesterday. All right. So they gave me this hat because we went down there for buddy Davey's bachelor party. This is in Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Okay. We go in there, and the first two, like, dancers that I saw that him look at. I just took both of them and I just put a bunch of cash in their hands and I said, I don't want to see him for hours. And they started laughing. And the guy who runs the place, the manager or whatever, you know, he comes over in like his black suit with black shirt and black tie, right? Yeah. You know, and I was like, oh man, I'm in trouble or whatever. And the guy reaches in his coat and I was like, I'm going to get shot. I don't know what I just did. And he pulled out a hat and he goes, hey, on behalf of Scarlets, we just want to thank you for your patronage. I said, that sounded like you're the Masters. And absolutely, sir, I'm having a great time. He gave me a hat. There you go. You can Google it. Scarlets, Fort Lauderdale. It's right on the main road. I don't know what road that is. But there we go.
They got the best wings, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, lemon pepper. Those dudes in the NBA, dude, when they had the bubble, and it took 10 minutes, and they had bought drones, and they were having girls and wings, and like,
it was insane.
You picked the wrong league.
It's the best wing spot in the town, I swear.
Yeah, dude, they're all single, young, and have more money than anybody. Like, you can't. The NBA's got too much money. You put them all in a bubble at Disney World.
Bad decision.
I love that in 5 minutes, they had bought drones online, having people fly them over. One dude was genius. He bought a drone, had one of his boys pick it up from the store, get a football. Okay. He bought all this stuff online on his phone in the bubble. All right. Buys a drone, buys a football from like Dick's Sporting Goods, has his buddy take a knife, cut open the top of the football by the stitching, fill it with stuff, right? Like, and I'm not saying like drugs. I'm just saying whatever. Fill it with stuff. Put the little thingy back, like the little stitching like back on. You don't have to like restitch it, but just so it doesn't like fall out. And then you put a little air into it, but not much because you want it to be flat. Because took the drone, buddy flew the drone over into the bubble, dropped the football, so it's flat when it hits. It just thud, right? Instead of bouncing, you know, like an oblong, you know. So it would just drop, and he just went to the football and got all his stuff and just threw the football away. That was in 5 minutes.
I know. That's like no thought was even put into something like that. Imagine
brilliant
for a time. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Dude. Jason said, new sponsor for DTL, Chick-fil-A and Scarlett's. Scarlett's, yep. Scarlett's advertises on Sundays. Let's make this even more better. Church Day, Scarlett's. And let me just tell you, too. Scarlett's has some nice office furniture. Very nice looking establishment. Did a great job. Okay. All right. We'll get out of here. Brad, any final thoughts?
That's it for me.
Okay.
I could go on, but that's it for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we could, but I know that, you have a life and obligations and a family. Just kidding. All right. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, everybody, we'll get out of here. We'll be live today, 3 p.m. Eastern normal time. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Cash these tickets. We'll see you soon. Peace. Who's got it better than us? No!